Today, we are counting down the 7 car brands that are triggering a luxury price war, unlike anything the industry has seen. From heritage icons now offering 5-figure discounts to brands trading away decades of prestige just to clear overflowing lots, each entry spotlights how deep incentives, vanishing resale values, and loyalty breakdowns are erasing the rules of premium pricing. Which legendary nameplate is sliding fastest into desperation? And who is poised for luxury's ultimate collapse? Let us begin with number 7. Jaguar Land Rover has spent decades selling the world on British luxury and adventure. The Range Rover, once a symbol of status from London to Los Angeles, now sits at the heart of a crisis that heritage alone cannot solve. By late 2025, dealers across the US were advertising up to $18,500 off the price of a new Range Rover, a 22% cut on vehicles that not long ago commanded waiting lists and markups. These discounts are not limited to a few slow sellers. CarGurus data shows nearly 9 out of 10 new Jaguars and Land Rovers leaving the lot below invoice price, while the industry average sits at just a third. Beneath the surface, the reliability story is even harder to ignore. In September 2025, Consumer Reports ranked Range Rover near the bottom of the luxury field, 27th out of 28 brands, with a predicted reliability score of just 18 out of 100. For a buyer, that means a 6-figure SUV comes bundled with repair anxiety and a steep drop in value. Owners who picked up a 2023 Range Rover Sport for $94,000 have seen those vehicles trade for $52,000 wholesale, losing nearly half their value in just 2 years. The result is a wave of buyer's remorse among those who paid full price, while new customers demand even deeper deals. Inventory has piled up at a pace the brand has not faced in generations. By October 2025, U.S. dealer lots were stocked with a 156-day supply of Jaguars and Land Rovers, more than double the healthy range for luxury brands. Tata Motors, the parent company, pushed aggressive production targets and expanded the Range Rover line to 7 models, flooding the market and forcing dealers to compete against themselves. In August 2025, Land Rover global sales dropped 31% year-over-year, far outpacing the overall luxury segment decline. Meanwhile, a rushed plan to eliminate all current models and shift to fully electric vehicles by 2026 left core customers uncertain and failed to attract new electric vehicle buyers. For a brand built on tradition, the numbers reveal a stark reality. Deep discounts and aging inventory have erased the premium once guaranteed by the badge. Infiniti entered the luxury market in 1989, promising to stand apart from its parent, Nissan. By the end of 2025, that promise has faded into confusion. On showroom floors, the QX80 SUV now carries a $14,200 incentive, nearly a quarter off its $61,500 sticker price. This is not a one-off deal, but a sign of deeper trouble. Under the hood and behind the badge, 67% of Infiniti's components are shared with Nissan's mass-market lineup. For buyers, the difference between a luxury Infiniti and a mainstream Nissan has become hard to spot, except for the price tag. Sales figures tell the story in stark numbers. In September 2025, Infiniti moved just 3,847 vehicles in the US, a 52% drop since 2021, and barely a blip in the luxury segment. To keep any volume at all, the company rolled out 0% APR financing for 84 months, a move that quietly costs Infiniti over $8,000 per vehicle in lost interest. Even with these subsidies, the average transaction is $7,300 below MSRP. While Lexus sells at a premium, Infiniti is forced to chase buyers with discounts that eat into every margin. The pressure has rippled through the dealer network. Since 2019, Infiniti's US dealerships have shrunk by 34%, from 231 rooftops down to just 152 by the end of 2025. The shrinking footprint leaves buyers with fewer places to test drive or service their cars, and fewer reasons to trust the brand's future. On the resale market, the pain is even sharper. 3-year-old Infinitis now retain only 38% of their original value, compared to a 56% average for luxury rivals. Buyers who financed a $55,000 QX60 in 2022 now find themselves $11,400 underwater, trapped in negative equity. As the market shifts, Infiniti's struggle to define itself has left both customers and dealers searching for an exit. Lincoln once stood for prestige, ferrying presidents and dignitaries in stretched limousines down Pennsylvania Avenue. In December 2025, that legacy sits in stark contrast to the reality on dealer lots. The Navigator, Lincoln's flagship SUV, now carries combined incentives of $10,500, cutting 16% off its $83,000 base price. Sales have fallen to just 6,249 units for the month, a sharp drop for a brand that spent $1 billion on repositioning and star-studded ad campaigns over the past decade. The source of Lincoln's struggle is hiding in plain sight. Nearly 4 out of 5 Navigator components are shared with the Ford Expedition, a vehicle that starts at $54,000. That means buyers are asked to pay a $29,000 premium for a badge, some extra trim, and a softer ride. The Corsair, Lincoln's compact SUV, is built on the same bones as the Ford Escape, but costs 64% more. When incentives erase most of the luxury markup, the Navigator's discounted price lands just $18,500 above a loaded Expedition Platinum, making the value gap hard to defend. Fleet sales have become a lifeline, but also a curse. In 2024, a full third of Lincoln's production went straight to commercial fleets and rental agencies. This flood of nearly new vehicles into the used market drags down residual values and chips away at what remains of the brand's exclusivity. Dealers are left absorbing the damage. Secondary market auctions show an average loss of $8,200 per used Lincoln. Lease penetration tells the same story. In November, 73% of new Lincolns went out on lease, the highest rate among luxury competitors, leaving dealers and the brand exposed to future resale risk. Conquest sales are almost non-existent, with Lincoln converting just 8.4% of shoppers from rival luxury brands. The median buyer is now 62 years old, 4 years older than 6 years ago. J.D. Power's October 2025 report ranks Lincoln 19th out of 24 luxury brands, a far cry from its White House heyday. The numbers reveal a brand caught between past glory and present-day commoditization, fighting to justify its place in the luxury market. Cadillac's promise to lead the American luxury market into an electric future has collided with the realities of demand, quality, and dealer trust. In March 2024, General Motors announced Cadillac would pivot to an all-electric lineup, betting that the bold strategy would secure its relevance for the next generation. But by the end of 2025, the showroom story tells a different tale. Remaining 2024 CT5 sedans are moving with discounts of $12,900, 24% off sticker price, while the brand's overall sales have fallen 39% year over year. The Celestiq, Cadillac's electric flagship priced at $340,000, was supposed to signal a new era of prestige. Instead, just 87 have sold through November, missing even modest internal targets. The Lyriq, Cadillac's first mass-market electric vehicle, has faced repeated setbacks. 8 separate recalls have affected nearly every vehicle built so far, and 4,200 unsold Lyriqs now sit in storage lots across the country. Dealers report a 127-day supply of Cadillacs in November, more than double the healthy industry standard. To clear inventory, the company has leaned heavily on incentives. The average Cadillac now sells for $58,200, nearly $18,000 below its $76,400 manufacturer suggested retail price. For each T6 crossover moved with 0% financing for 72 months and $7,500 cash back, General Motors is absorbing an estimated $6,100 in lost interest and rebates per vehicle. These pressures have reached the dealer network. Cadillac required franchise owners to invest over $200,000 in electric vehicle servicing upgrades. 47 franchises decided to walk away rather than make the investment, shrinking the brand's retail footprint at a time when buyer confidence is already fragile. Remaining dealers are left with lots overflowing with unsold vehicles and a growing sense of frustration. Internal General Motors documents leaked in October show Cadillac's profit margins have dropped to 11%, less than half the 23% margin enjoyed by Chevrolet. For a brand that once claimed to be the standard of the world, The numbers now reflect a company caught between the cost of transformation and the limits of its own demand. Acura's struggle to break out of Honda's shadow has shaped its entire approach to luxury. For nearly 4 decades, the brand has tried to justify a premium badge while quietly borrowing most of its bones from its mainstream sibling. In 2025, that reality is impossible to ignore. Parts diagrams reveal that 71% of the components in Acura's lineup are shared with Honda models. This is not just engines or chassis, it is infotainment systems, switchgear, and even seat frames. The result is a showroom experience that feels more like an upsell than an upgrade. To keep sales moving, Acura dealers now offer $8,400 in incentives on the MDX, 17% off, a $50,900 sticker price. Discounts have become central to Acura's sales strategy. Yet even with these deals, October sales have dropped to 11,234 units, down 41% from just 6 years earlier. The broader luxury segment has grown 12% over that span, leaving Acura trailing the field. The brand's reputation for reliability, once a strong suit, has been eroded by technology missteps. In Consumer Reports' latest reliability data, Acura ranks below Honda in 8 out of 11 categories. The J.D. Power October 2025 survey places Acura's infotainment system dead last among luxury brands, with owners citing unintuitive controls and the need for $3,500 in dealer-installed upgrades just to match base features offered by competitors. The NNSX supercar, once a symbol of performance ambition, quietly exited the stage in 2022, after selling just 2,800 units in 6 years. The project left a $480 million hole in Acura's balance sheet and did little to boost the brand's image among enthusiasts. The Integra Revival, launched in 2023 with fanfare, now sells at $6,200, below the manufacturer's suggested retail price, with 43% of units moving only after aggressive incentives. Even the brand's electrification strategy seems out of step. Despite announcing an all-electric roadmap by 2030, just 14% of Acura's current sales are hybrids, compared to 47% for Lexus RX. Demographics tell the rest of the story. The median Acura buyer is now 59 years old, 8 years above the luxury segment average. Brand awareness among consumers under 35 has plummeted, dropping to 34% in recent studies. Residual values reflect the lack of pull with younger buyers. The MDX now retains just 43% of its value after 3 years, compared to 58% for the Lexus RX. In the end, Acura's attempt to straddle the line between luxury and mainstream has left it exposed on both fronts, forced to chase buyers with discounts, while the core audience ages out and the next generation looks elsewhere. Volvo has long been synonymous with safety, a reputation built over decades since the invention of the 3-point seatbelt in 1959. But in late 2025, the brand faces a crisis that goes beyond technology or design. Dealers are now offering $9,800 off the XC90, an 18% reduction that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. Behind these discounts lies a deeper problem. Trust in Volvo's safety edge has eroded, and with it, the brand's ability to command a premium. Surveys from November 2025 reveal a widespread misconception. 61% of consumers believe modern Volvos are manufactured in China, even though models like the XC90 are built in South Carolina. This confusion is more than a branding headache. It undermines the Swedish heritage that once set Volvo apart. The product lineup tells a similar story. While rivals now offer 6 or more electric options, Volvo's US showrooms feature just 2 electric vehicles. The highly anticipated X30, launched in mid-2024, has already been recalled 3 times, with 89% of units affected by software and safety issues. Instead of leading on safety, Volvo finds 5 out of 7 models missing the top safety pick, plus designation from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Advanced features like Pilot Assist are now rated as only average, trailing systems from Tesla, Mercedes, and BMW. The scramble to find new revenue streams has backfired. In July 2024, Volvo attempted to charge $250 a year for heated seats through a subscription model. The backlash was immediate and severe. A 47% plunge in sales forced the company to reverse course within weeks. The broader subscription experiment has also faltered. Care by Volvo, the all-inclusive leasing service launched in 2017, was quietly shut down in September 2024 after attracting just 14,000 subscribers, far short of the 200,000 target. Lease deals now account for 68% of Volvo's US deliveries, signaling a reliance on short-term incentives rather than long-term loyalty. Resale values have collapsed alongside confidence. The 2022 XC60 T8 plug-in hybrid, once priced at $62,000, now sells wholesale for $28,500, a 54% drop in 3 years. For buyers, the combination of steep incentives, rapid depreciation, and fading safety credentials has turned what was once a rational luxury choice into a risky bet. Volvo's struggle to adapt, both in product and perception, has left the brand vulnerable to the same forces that have pushed other luxury names into a cycle of discounting and desperation. Maserati's Trident once stood for Italian racing glory and rarefied luxury, a badge reserved for those who craved speed and exclusivity. By the end of 2025, that legacy is overshadowed by a crisis no amount of heritage can disguise. Dealers across the US are advertising Quattroporte sedans with incentives reaching $22,500 off, a 28% cut from a six-figure sticker. The Ghibli, once pitched as a rival to German sports sedans, now leases for $799 a month on an $89,000 manufacturer's suggested retail price. These numbers pull Maserati out of the stratosphere and drop it squarely into competition with mainstream luxury brands, erasing the gap that once defined the brand. Sales figures tell a stark story. In November 2025, Maserati moved just 412 vehicles in the US, a collapse of 67% compared to 4 years earlier. The showroom floor, once a stage for aspirational buyers, now feels deserted. Consumer Reports data places Maserati at the very bottom of its reliability rankings, with predicted reliability scores among the lowest of any automaker selling in America. For owners, that means every drive is shadowed by the prospect of expensive repairs and unexpected downtime. Dealers are bearing the brunt of this unraveling. The US network has shrunk from 147 rooftops in 2019 to just 83 by the close of 2025. That contraction leaves entire regions without a single authorized Maserati service center, compounding fears about long-term ownership costs and future resale value. The remaining dealers are overwhelmed with unsold stock, carrying an inventory supply that stretches to 6 months, triple what is considered healthy in the luxury segment. With cars sitting idle and interest piling up, many dealers are forced to slash prices below invoice just to keep cash flowing. Maserati's electrification push has failed to reverse the slide. Despite the launch of new Folgore electric models, electric vehicles make up only 9% of sales. The investment in electrification has not attracted new buyers, nor convinced traditional customers to return. Internal documents leaked from Stellantis in November 2025 reveal a deeper problem. Maserati is losing an estimated $11,400 on every car it sells. These losses, stacked on top of plummeting volumes and shrinking dealer coverage, have raised open questions about the brand's survival beyond 2027. For a marque that once defined Italian automotive passion, the numbers now paint a picture of a brand fighting for relevance. Deep incentives, catastrophic reliability ratings, and a dealer network in retreat have turned Maserati's storied badge into a warning sign for buyers and investors alike. The collapse of pricing power here is not a blip, but a signal that the old rules of automotive luxury have broken down. Across all 7 brands, one truth stands out. Luxury alone no longer guarantees demand, value, or loyalty. Deep discounts, evaporating prestige, and desperate pivots reveal a market where brand legacy is losing its power fast. For car makers, adapting to seismic shifts is now survival, not strategy. The rules of luxury are being rewritten in real time. Which brand do you think will not survive the next chapter? Drop your thoughts below.